It's a status on 2 cases.
If you'll go ahead and talk with the prosecutor really quickly, if you haven't already.
I have not. Is there a recommendation? I don't even know what prosecutor's handling it.
It's Miss King, I think.
It is Miss
Yeah,
King.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm trying to find, what was your client's name again? One more time.
Figueroa on
Abraham Figueroa.
on page 3 and page
And he needs a new trial date.
5.
Mr. Figueroa, I think there was a request for a defense motion for continuance back in December 2021 and never got a new trial date. If I'm not mistaken, that's the notation I have.
I believe, I'm waiting for a restitution amount on this one.
Okay, so Myrna, let's go ahead and set them up with a new slate of settings, but I don't want to put them all the way back. Let's find something maybe in September. So if you'll go ahead and send Mr. Islas a new slate of dates, because that one has been outstanding. It was already at final hearing plea deadline trial in December. So let's just get them a new slate of dates. Ms. King, if you will work on the restitution and get them a new slate of, and get them a rec.
Yes, Your Honor. I will.
Both those cases. So he has 2 cases, Myrna. The 4855 and 5471. They're two theft cases. Thank you. With that, yes, Mr. Islas, then you're good to go.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Take care.
Everyone
All
stay
right.
well.
You too. All right. So now we can go to Erensto Ramirez.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hi, Mr. Ramirez.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. I'll go ahead and call it. Calling cause number 2021-0D00847, State of Texas versus Erensto Ramirez. May I have announcements, please?
Oh, I came for the state of Texas.
Julia Garcia, on behalf of Mr. Ramirez, we are ready, Your Honor.
Brenda Solayandia for probation, Your Honor.
Okay, and we're down here, we're scheduled for a review, and honestly, I don't know if I got a report. I just know you all know what's going on. So, and Mr. Ramirez checked in yesterday. How are we doing? What did we get set up in terms of, I know, last I remember, we had a reset of an appointment by the VA. How are we
Yes.
doing?
So he had his appointment. He is now attending mental health counseling twice a week.
Mhm.
That's along with the once a week appointment for substance abuse counseling. I did talk to Miss Avita from the Veterans Court. That was our contact to see if they were recommending inpatient versus outpatient. She said we would have to wait until this week, until he actually got started with his classes so she could ask them directly. Since he's still pretty new, she wanted to wait for a couple of classes and then ask them. So he has an appointment. He has 2 appointments this week, so she's gonna go ahead and follow up this week to see if they'll tell her if he would benefit more from outpatient or inpatient. But she did verify that he is taking 2 classes a week. And of course, if they see that he needs more treatment, then they'll go ahead and increase that. The DWI court did get a hold of Mr. Ramirez, and they started that screening process. They're just waiting for the criminal background from the ADA because they need that to schedule an appointment with a counselor for that second screening, because they do 2 screenings.
So it seems like we've got all our processes kind of in the works. Ms. Garcia, have you been able to, I mean, I know you were keeping in touch with your client. Let me tell you what my thought is. I mean, I think I was basically, when we started everything off, was basically wanting to start everything because we didn't know which one was going to be able to really stick or get started or get on the move, because I think I had concerns about whether the VA treatment, what treatment was going to address his needs more immediately. I'll tell you this though, if we can get the VA whatever it is that is addressing the substance use, and maybe I'm more inclined to go that route if it's really going to be a substantive treatment than I am DWI court, because I feel like the resources may be more tailored to the spectrum of Mr. Ramirez's needs. And all of those can be modified in terms of the conditions of his probation. Ms. Garcia, what are your thoughts?
Your Honor, I think Mr. Ramirez feels comfortable attending the VA. He's willing to do the DWI court too as well, but I think that maybe we can give him a couple of weeks, see how his VA appointments are going, check back in and go from there.
Yeah. Had we already filed, I'm trying to look back because I don't have the case summary in front of me. Had we already gotten to the point, I think we started with an admonishment and then we just went review route. Had we ever done a motion or anything like that, or we just had admonishment, and when does he term?
So, Your Honor, we haven't done a motion yet. We just
Okay.
went the admonishment route. His
Okay.
case terms November 29th, 2025.
2025. Okay, good. All right. So I'm good with the processes as we are now. Let's just let these start going. And let's see what VA recommends. I'm not necessarily at doing everything, Ms. Garcia. If Mr. Ramirez, or Miss, I don't know, who's got the expertise here in the mix? I don't know, it's not gonna be Mr. Ramirez per se, but I mean, what's the benefit of overlapping DWI court with whatever potentially VA recommends? Is there a benefit there, or?
No.
No, Mr. Ramirez, not asking you, hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Your Honor, if I may step in, I agree with you that maybe if he does both, it'll become too overwhelming. We can
Yes.
stick to one, it would be better, but like I said, maybe we can give him a couple of weeks to see how his VA is going and go from there.
Okay, yeah. We're gonna come back in 30 days for another review. And by that time, Ms. Alandia, if we have an update from VA as to what the treatment is, please send it to me via email. And if I look at it and to me, I'm satisfied with that, we may just modify him and go from there. And I may not need to, but we'll do a 30-day review from today and see where we are. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Ramirez, I will require your presence again on that 30-day review
Yes,
to see
ma'am.
how you're doing. I'm gonna wanna hear your input at that point, and then we'll just go from there, see where we are. But I'm glad these resources are kind of in the moving up, doing what they need to do, okay?
Yes, ma'am, but could I say, they
Sure.
canceled my appointment today for the VA. They just
Okay.
called me as soon as or before I logged in.
I know, I think we're bad luck for you. Every time we're about to have a court hearing, they're canceling your setting. Look,
I know
I
this.
understand that difficulty, so I'm gonna work with you. I'm gonna ask you though, please continue to do your part, okay? I know
Yes,
that may be very frustrating. I have personal friends that go through that all the time. And I don't know that there's anything that we can do about that, but if you will just stick with it, okay, stick with it, because I think that will be a tremendous resource. If it becomes too much of a problem, then, you know, maybe we have to look somewhere else, but I think it is a really useful resource if we can get it squared away. So I will
Yes.
also encourage you to do this though. If you find yourself, you know, in crisis, I mean, you look 100 times better to me than from the first hearing where we were having, okay? When you would, the very first hearings, I saw you under a tremendous amount of stress. I'm not gonna, I'm in your head, right? But you look a lot better than you did the very first time I saw you.
Thank you.
Find yourself in under that same kind of situation, please reach out to probation. They may have referrals for you. I don't know if the VA would also. Please seek help rather than you know, go about self-destructive behavior, okay?
Yeah.
Don't make the wrong decisions, okay? I hope, you know, I know it's difficult, but you know, hopefully we can provide some resources. In any event, we'll come back in 30 days and see what kind of progress we've made, okay?
Roger.
All right,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you very much. Ms. Garcia, thank you as well for all your help.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. And now Ms. Esquivel. Do we have the probation officer here for Ms. Esquivel?
Your Honor, I believe he's in the waiting room.
Who is it, huh?
Mario Santayano?
Okay. There she is. Ms. Esquivel, are you there?
She was, Judge. I let her in.
She was here. Mr. Santayano, if you have a way of getting, she was here for the longest time. There she is. There she is. There she is. I'm gonna bring her in. Ms. Esquivel, are you Zoom user? If you are, please turn on your camera and connect to audio. Oh, she's connected to. Oh my goodness, do I have her report?
Your Honor, that's what I'm checking.
Mhm.
Because it was from last week. I don't think I sent you the updated one, but
I think I have the original one.
Yes, you
I
should.
have the original one that I notated. All right. Ms. Esquivel, can you hear us?
Yes, ma'am, I can. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, the video is a little choppy, but as long as you can hear us, that's good. I'm sorry you were not identified, so we didn't know who you were in the waiting room. But let's go ahead
I'm
and,
sorry.
that's okay. We'll go ahead and call your case. Calling cause number 2019-0D06280, State of Texas versus Sandra Aide Esquivel. She doesn't have an attorney, right? It's just, may I have announcements, please?
Bella King for the state of Texas.
Mauricio Antiano for adult probation.
And Ms. Esquivel is here appearing remotely as well. We had rescheduled this admonishment hearing from last week. Ms. Esquivel, I understand you may have had some health issues, so you weren't able to appear last week. Is that right?
That's correct, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, your video, you may want to stop your video. It's really choppy, but please
Okay,
don't.
Can you see me now better?
Yeah, it's just really choppy and the audio is not great. Okay, well, I hope you're well now.
Yes, ma'am.
So what I did was I requested probation set this for an admonishment because you are on probation in this court. You pled back in 2020 to a DWI third or more, and your probation is due to end in 2024. But it looks like, I guess at least as recently as last year, I don't know that I have a full report. Mr. Santayano, she was, have you been supervising her for the entirety of her probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, so she's got some positives. And let me see. And I guess we failed to set an admonishment hearing last year for those positives. You administered some UAs where she tested negative, but I didn't have a very full report on the monitor. I mean, I gotta think if we had some positives, we don't have a very good compliance report on the monitor. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, Your Honor. There was a positive skip test. There was a positive VAC back in February 13, 2021, 0.080. And then there was another one on April the 7th, 2021, 0.028. And another one on 12/26/2021 in December. She did admit to the one in December, and that's when we refer to TAP, but for whatever reason, they never call her. So she's on treatment right now on her own, and she's been attending Liviane for the last couple of weeks. She's doing pretty good. I talked to the treatment provider at Alliance. I mean, it's Abandoned Living Faith Center. And I talked to them and she's been in compliance, going to groups once a week for 3 hours. And then there was a 14 skip back in June 28 to July 5th. She did provide documentation. She was in the hospital. So those are where she was in the hospital, they're okay. It's just we just let the court know so that they would be aware that there were some skips and why.
I want to see a full report on Missesquivel's monitor. So Mr. Santillano, I want to see everything from at least 2021 and 2022, because I don't have confidence in her compliance on the monitor. I don't know why she was not screened for TAP. She doesn't have driving privileges, right?
No, Your Honor.
What does she do? Are you working, Mrs. Esquivel?
No, ma'am, I'm actually disabled. I have post-traumatic stress disorder and severe depression due to my husband's murder back in 2006. And I do not drive. I don't have really a reason. I live like a block away from my daughter's school. My oldest is in high school, but she's a varsity cheerleader. And thank God we've been blessed that her coach lives a couple of blocks down. So she's really takes her and brings her to practice and stuff. So the only thing I do is really just take my daughter, walk her to school in the morning and back. I live a block away from her elementary.
Okay, so she's young, your daughter?
Yeah.
We also
Yes.
have the ACOP days outstanding, right? She hasn't done
Correct, Your Honor.
she hasn't done her classes, right? She
She
hasn't
did
done,
complete the victim impact, Your Honor, and she is registered for the repeat offender to start on the 8th of this month.
Yes, ma'am.
8th of April.
Correct.
Okay, we have community service outstanding. Okay,
I believe my community services should be done with my vaccines credit. I'm not sure if that's still available.
okay, well, I do give credit for that if she's provided that to you, Mr. Santillano.
She just provided that, Your Honor. I am waiting on the, yes, it's completed.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Miss Esquivel is gonna give us those 10 days ACOP. She's not working. Do you have the ability to do you have someone who can help take care of is it just you have one child or?
That's what I was gonna ask you. I don't have friends at all. The only friend I have is really like an older lady. She's 72. And I was gonna ask if I can do them on the weekends.
Absolutely.
Is that, I do have, she said, she's kind of old and I don't have any family and her friends, but she's willing to help me out on the weekends with my two girls. I have a 16 and an 8. But if you give me permission to do them on the weekends, I can get that done as soon as possible.
Sure, so I'll even wait until after Easter. So we'll do starting April 22nd. She's gonna turn herself in on April 22nd. And she will do weekends until she completes the 10 days ACOP. I'll tell you this, Ms. Esquivel, I am asking your probation officer to provide me the full report for all of 21 and all of 20. Es más, Mr. Santillano, I just want to see all of 22. I'll take your word for it on 2021, but I want to see that monitor for all of 2022.
Yes,
If I see problems with compliance on that monitor for 2022, get ready because you're going to do some more days ACOP, and let me tell you why. This was technically a DWI third, but you had an accident involving damage in 2018 that had allegations of driving while intoxicated. And if you've skated by thus far on probation because, this, that, or the other, we're going to straighten you out right now because between now and 2024, you're going to be compliant. If
Yes,
you
ma'am.
need services, Okay, if you have other stressors, any mental health concerns, you have a PTSD diagnosis for which you need help, I am more than happy to help you with that. If
I took it.
probation, if probation can help provide services for you, absolutely want to do that. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But I
Thank
don't
you.
want you out there driving and drinking. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You, I
Okay.
understand.
Okay. So we'll get that order for the ACOP days, and Mr. Santillano, I need that report, just 2022 on the monitor. I don't need another review hearing or admonishment unless I see something that I'm not happy with on the monitor. You're not going to see me again, Mrs. Esquivel. Understood?
Thank you. You will,
Stay well.
thank you. You will not see me again.
Thank you, Mr. Santillano.
Thank you, Your Honor, and I'll get with the provider to get those reports to your
Okay.
office.
Sounds good. All right,
Thank you.
take care.
Thank
All
you.
right. Let me see who else. Let me go back.
I think that's it for you, Judge. I don't see anything else.
Thank you, Marissa. Let's get off.